जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचदत्तात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्ततर सचशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्ततर सचशिला भक्ति दैता माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्ततर सचशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिला गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवरे की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वसदे गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पादा कमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Dhruva followed the instructions of Narad Goswami perfectly. That is why Supreme Lord was happy with him, and he revealed himself to him. And Dhruva wanted to offer prayers, but he did not know how. Then Supreme Lord, knowing his heart, he touched him with his conch shell, and everything was revealed in the heart of Dhruva, what he should say, how he can sing the glories of Krishna. When we get touch of Swarup Shakti, like Dhruva told, you entered into me by your Swarup Shakti and you awakened all my sleeping senses, now I can sing your glories. That is the only way. By coming in contact with Swarup Shakti, then our devotion, sleeping, can be awakened, and then we can do for his satisfaction. So we heard that ultimately Dhruva, he understood, he said, those who pray to you for some material things, for sense enjoyment, they are actually foolish persons. Now I understand. And he said that even the bliss of Brahmananda is nothing in comparison with the bliss of meditating on your lotus feet or hearing your Harikatha. And then he prayed to Supreme Lord that I want to always have association with your pure devotees, because they are always speaking your Harikatha, that eternal your Leela, and that is always existing. So by getting association with devotees, then our devotion can be awakened. So this was his prayer. And that you are always situated in pure goodness, beyond these three gunas of material nature, but you are controlling these three gunas. As Vishnu, you maintain all the affairs of this world. Yasmin viruddha gatayo hyanisham patanti vidyadayo vivida shaktaya anupurvyat tad brahma vishwabhavam ekam anantamadyam anandamatram avikaram aham prapadde. My dear Lord, in your impersonal manifestation of Brahma, there are always two opposing elements, knowledge and ignorance. Your multi-energies are continually manifest, but the impersonal Brahma, which is undivided, original, changeless, unlimited and blissful, is the cause of material manifestation. Because you are the same impersonal Brahma, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. That is that verse in Bhagavatam, advayagyanam tat jnanam advayam, that vadanti tattvas tad jnanam advayam, brahmati paramatmati bhagavaniti shabdate. Those who are in knowledge, they know that advayagyan, non-dual knowledge, or reality, which is one absolute, one complete reality, advay, in three different phases. Like one is impersonal Brahma, that is Gyan, is they realize, and Paramatma yogis realize, and Bhagavan devotees realize. This Brahma and Paramatma, they are non-different from Bhagavan, because they are inseparable from him. That impersonal Brahma is effulgence of Bhagavan, and Paramatma is his partial manifestation for this material world, but they are one. So here Dhruva is saying that this material world always is changing, and this your material energy creating, but above this is changeless Brahman, and he is the origin of all this, and that impersonal Brahma is non-different from you. So therefore I give my respectful obeisances to you. Here I will read the commentary of Srila Sai Maharaj. In the Brahma Samhita it is said that the unlimited impersonal Brahma is the effulgence of the transcendental body of Govinda. In that unlimited effulgent aura of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are innumerable universes with innumerable planets of different categories. Although the Supreme Person is the original cause of all causes, his impersonal effulgence, known as Brahma, is the immediate cause of the material manifestation. Dhruva Maharaj therefore offered his respectful obeisances unto the impersonal feature of the Lord. One who realizes this impersonal feature can enjoy the unchangeable Brahmananda, described here as spiritual bliss. Some days back we were hearing that in this world there are waves of suffering. Then in Biraja there are no waves of suffering, because there is no Raja, there is no creation there, so there is less suffering, no waves of suffering. But that is not positive bliss, only less suffering. But positive bliss starts from Brahma Jyoti, Brahma. If you will hear or if you will read in Upanishad, this word is Brahma with short A. First A is short and last A is short. In Bengali pronunciation is Brahma. But because Westerners, they could not pronounce this short A and long A. For us, this we don't know how it is in Sanskrit, long and short. So when they were, if you will say Brahma, then it is not very clear to whom you are referring, to that four-headed Brahma with long A at the end, Brahma, or this Brahma. It was not clear. That is why you will find in all English books they use this Brahman. But generally no Acharya, even Sai Maharaj, was not using this word Brahman. That was only, it can be said like that, and it can be written like that, but generally in Shastra, and Sai Maharaj also was saying Brahma, impersonal Brahma. Atata Brahma Jigyasa, that short A. But to make it clear, they use Brahman. But if you will be in India, no one will say Brahman. Everyone will say Brahma. Sai Maharaj also. So, if one will attain that platform, then he will get Brahmananda, bliss of Brahma. But we heard from Dhruva, he also realized that that bliss is not as good, not as abundant, not as big as Sevananda or Premananda when one serves Supreme Lord. But still it is bliss, that is Ananda. In Viraja there is no Ananda, there is only less suffering. But in Brahma there is Ananda, and that is eternal and that is unlimited. There is no limitation of time and space there. It is unlimited, like ocean, unlimited. But even if you are in that, you as a jiva who is eternal servant of Krishna, you will not be fully fulfilled by that. That is why Shukadeva Goswami, he accepted service of Supreme Lord, also Shiva, also for Kumaras, and that Mayavadi Sannyasi Thakur in Jaiva Dharma, they all accepted service of Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes that this impersonal feature or Brahma manifestation of the Supreme Lord is meant for persons who are essentially very advanced. They have no material desires, in that sense they are advanced, but still not able to understand the personal features or variegatedness of the spiritual world. Such devotees are known as Jnana Mishra Bhaktas, or devotees whose devotional service is mixed with empiric knowledge, this knowledge of Brahma. Because the impersonal Brahma realization is a partial understanding of the absolute truth, Dhruva Maharaj offers his respectful obeisances. Tamti telephone nek zvoni. It is said that this personal Brahma is the distant realization of the absolute truth. Although apparently Brahma seems to be devoid of energy, factually it has different energies working under the headings of knowledge and ignorance. On account of these different energies, there is continually a manifestation of vidya and avidya. Vidya and avidya are nicely described in Ishopanishad. It is said that sometimes due to avidya or a poor fund of knowledge, one accepts the absolute truth as ultimately impersonal. But in fact, the impersonal and personal realization develop in proportion to the development of devotional service. The more we develop our devotional service, the more closely we approach the absolute truth, which in the beginning, when we realize the absolute truth from a distant place, is manifest as impersonal. Like you in the night, you see some light from distance. That is true. What you are seeing is true. But when that comes near, then you will see that there is car behind that light. Before you did not see, only you saw light. And that light is real, true. Then you see car. And then after more closely, then you can see driver also there inside and seats and so many things. Like that, that a realization of impersonal Brahma is real, but that is distant realization. If you go more closely, then you will realize Paramatma Vasudeva and also then later Bhagavan. People in general who are under the influence of Avidya Shakti or Maya have neither knowledge nor devotion. But when a person who is a little advanced and is therefore called a Jnani advances even more, he is in the category of Jnana Mishra Bhakta, or a devotee whose love is mixed with empiric knowledge. When he is still further advanced, he can realize that the Absolute Truth is a person with multi-energies. Krishna says in Gita, Bahonam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadate vasudevam sarvamiti samahatma sudurlava. After many births in practicing Jnana, ultimately that Jnani, he will realize that I am everything, Vasudev, and he will surrender unto me. Such Mahatma is very rare. Also in Chaitanya Charitamrita from Bhagavatam you will find that verse that among so many liberated souls, Jnanis, you will find only one Krishna Bhakta. Very rarely you can find. And also Krishna says in Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na shochati na kankshati samah sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim lavate param. When Jnani, he will be on that Brahma realization and he will see all living entities equally. He will not discriminate based on body and mind, but all are spirit. Then from that condition, if he gets association of pure devotee, then he will accept devotion to me. That is all Jnana Mishra Bhakti. But Mahaprabhu did not approve this yet. He said this is still external to Rai Ramananda. But when he came to that point, Rai Ramananda Jnane Prayasamudapasana Manteva, that when one totally gives up all Jnana and only hears Harikatha, in whatever condition he is, he hears Harikatha with faith from pure devotee, then he can conquer Supreme Lord who is otherwise unconquerable. That is called Jnana Shunya Bhakti. And that is possible if we get association of pure devotee in any stage. It is possible to start hearing Harikatha and chanting. That is possible. Then you can realize that Supreme Truth is Bhagavan and he has multi-energies. Parasha Shakti Vivideva Shruyate. Upanishads also saying, an advanced devotee can understand the Lord and his creative energy. As soon as one accepts the creative energy of the Absolute Truth, the 6 opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are also understood. Devotees who are still further advanced in full knowledge can understand the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. That Vasudev, he is creating all this by his external energy, 3 Purusha avatars. That is personal feature, but those who are further advanced, they can see eternal lila of Krishna. And then it depends. Some can realize up to Vaikuntha. Narayan also has lila with his devotees. Maybe here it will be mentioned. Yes, transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Only on that platform can one fully enjoy transcendental bliss. An example is given in this connection by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur of a person proceeding towards a destination. As he approaches, he sees the destination from a distant place, just as we see a city from a distance. At that time, he simply understands that the city is situated at a distance. When, however, he comes still nearer, he sees the domes and flags. But as soon as he enters the city, he sees various paths, gardens, lakes, and marketplaces with shops and persons buying. He sees varieties of cinema houses. That is Swami Maharaj's addition, because during the time of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, There were no cinemas yet, but there were other things of entertainment like dramas like this. But cinema houses now, that during that time, Sai Maharaj's time, and he sees dancing and jubilation. When a person actually enters the city and personally sees the activities of the city, he becomes satisfied. Like that, when Jiva enters into pastimes of Supreme Lord, then can be fully satisfied, otherwise not. And also you have to reach your own rasa, your own unique service mood to Supreme Lord. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, this is shown by Sanatana Goswami, how Gopal Kumar, he was passing through all the stages of devotion in this world, and then in heavenly planets and upper, then Brahman, Brahmajyoti, and then Vaikuntha, Ayodhya, Dwarak, all this. So he was not fully satisfied anywhere until he reached Vrindavan in his own Swarup, eternal Swarup, in the service of Krishna. Then he was fully satisfied. Then further Dhruva is saying, Satya Shishohi Bhagavam Stava Padapadmam Ashish Tathanu Bhajata Purushartha Murte Apevam Arya Bhagavan Paripati Dinan Vashreva Vatsakam Anugraha Katarosman. My Lord, O Supreme Lord, you are the supreme personified form of all benediction. Therefore, for one who abides in your devotional service with no other desires, worshipping your lotus feet is better than becoming king and lording it over a kingdom. That is the benediction of worshipping your lotus feet. The ignorant devotees like me, to ignorant devotees like me, you are the causelessly merciful maintainer, just like a cow who takes care of the newly born calf by supplying milk and giving it protection from attack. So here Dhruva again, he defines what is pure devotion and the bliss derived from pure devotion, and if someone is worshipping Supreme Lord for some material desires, that is foolish or less intelligent, because you will be deprived of eternal bliss. But even to such devotees who worship him with some desire, still Krishna also gives them benediction, like cow is giving everything, supplying milk to calf like out of affection. But it is defined the difference. Here Sai Maharaj is commenting, Dhruva Maharaj was cognizant of the defective nature of his own devotional service. Dhruva did not blame anyone for his own suffering. He accepted all instructions of Narad Goswami, but his target was, I want to worship Supreme Lord to get bigger position than anyone attained before. Now, after getting darshan of Supreme Lord and getting that transcendental bliss of serving him, now he understands that that was not good, that was defect. This teaching also we have to get. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hearing this Dhruva Charit 100 times, and again he wanted to hear. So that we will hear, and we have to understand this point, that it is not wise to worship Supreme Lord for something material, because bliss of serving him for his satisfaction is much superior than anything. As I told some days back, Dhruva in past life already he had this desire, that I want to be a son of a king, then I can live in opulence. And he was chanting and he got that. And now also he got darshan of Supreme Lord and he understood this is not good. Pure devotional service is without material form and is not covered by mental speculation or fruitive activities. Jnana, karma, adi, anavritam. You can use jnana, you can use karma for the service of Krishna, but the goals of jnana and karma and some forms, they should not cover your devotion. Then it is pure devotion. Pure devotional service is therefore called ahoituki, unmotivated, without any cause. I will do for getting money, I will do for getting fame, I will do for liberation. No any selfish discourse, but there is cause, but that cause is transcendental. Cause is our relation with Krishna, relationship with Krishna, loving relationship with Krishna is the cause, because you want to serve him. Those who are in relationship like in Vaidhi Bhakti, Vaikuntha, they think because he is Supreme Lord, my eternal master, I want to worship him. I want to serve him. Out of that relationship, naturally, like mother, when will give birth to a child, then the relationship is there. Automatically she will want to care, love for child. Like that, when you realize your relationship with Krishna, automatically you want to serve. But those who have a relation with Supreme Lord as Krishna in one of the 5 intimate rasas, they think Krishna is my friend, Krishna is my beloved, Krishna is my son. Then the cause of their devotion is that relationship. Jashoda, she's thinking, he is my son. And from that relation, she is loving him, serving him. Dhruva Maharaj knew that he had come to worship the Lord in devotional service with a motive, to get the kingdom of his father, or even more, he said, I want bigger position. Such an adulterated devotee can never see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. He therefore felt very grateful for the causeless mercy of the Lord. The Lord is so merciful that not only does he fulfill the desires of a devotee who is driven by ignorance and desires for material benefit, but he also gives such a devotee all protection, just as a cow gives milk to a newly born calf. Supreme Lord was protecting him in forest because Dhruva was sincerely submitting. And you will also find in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is very nicely in Bengali, but I always forget. Supreme Lord saying, devotees, they worship me, but they want some mage bishai suk, something. They want that, but because they are foolish, they want some sense enjoyment from me, they are foolish. But I am not foolish. Why I will give them that? I will give them the nectar of service of my lotus feet, then automatically they will forget that sense enjoyment, desires, automatically. That is causeless mercy of Krishna. A devotee must be very sincere. No, in the Bhagavad Gita it is said that the Lord gives intelligence to the constantly engaged devotee so that he may gradually approach the Lord without difficulty. Tesham satata juktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi jogam tam jena mam upayantite. This verse. Those who are constantly engaged in my service with love, priti purvakam, I give them, dadami buddhi jogam, I give them intelligence how they can come to me. This verse has a very deep meaning. Not everyone can understand. One is to further advance, but it actually means the gopis, they are always engaged, and how they will attain Krishna in the dead of night in the forest, that Krishna inspires them. He gives them the way how they can attain him. A devotee must be very sincere in his devotional service, then, although there may be many things wrong on the devotee's part, Krishna will guide him and gradually elevate him to the highest position of devotional service. The Lord is addressed herein by Dhruva Maharaj as Purushartha Murti, the ultimate goal of life. Generally, Purushartha is taken to mean execution of a type of religious principle or worship God in order to get material benediction. Like Purushartha means 4 human goals, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. But Bhagavatam speaks about Pancham Purushartha, that is devotion to Krishna, but Supreme Lord can give everything, only He can give. Narad Goswami told to Dhruva, only Supreme Lord can give Purusharthas. Prayers for material benediction are intended to satisfy the senses. And when one is frustrated and cannot fully satisfy the senses in spite of all endeavor, he desires liberation or freedom from material existence. This you will find examples if you see the lives of those who are very famous persons and rich. They are having all sense enjoyment available. So they are having ladies or men, sexual enjoyment, then fame, money, so many things. They are fully enjoying, but still they are not happy. Then they start to take drugs and they change partners, they divorce and they do alcohol and so many things because they cannot get that. And some even they become afraid. Like, I got all enjoyment, but still I'm not happy. Now what? What is now? Then they become depressed. And some then they become Buddhist. They think, oh, to become detached from all this, that will be real happiness. Or they become Gyanis. They want liberation after that. Either they will totally go into drugs and these things, or some will become Buddhist or Gyanis, yogis. They will think detachment is the happiness, but that is also not fulfilling. That is why our Vyasadeva, he played this pastime. He got that also, Brahmananda, but he was not happy. Then also, now what? What now? Why not? Why I'm not happy? Then he took shelter of his Gurudev Narad, and Narad told him about pure devotion. Then only you can be happy. These activities are generally called Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But actually, the ultimate goal is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Pancham Purushartha, the ultimate goal of life. Lord Chaitanya therefore taught us not to ask from the Supreme Personality any benediction, such as material wealth, nadhanang, popularity, or a good wife. Nadhanam najanam nasundarim kobitang ba. Jagadish Kaman. One should simply pray to the Lord to be constantly engaged in His transcendental loving service. You will see in these famous personalities, singers, movie stars, everyone had multiple marriages. Everyone. Why? If you could get full happiness, and it is not that they don't have good house. They have very good house, big house and pool and servants and everything. Then why they have to take another one? If one could be satisfied with that sense enjoyment, then why need another one? You will find no one is only with one. Everyone multiple. And we also know from Bhagavatam that Jajati Maharaj, he was king and all opulence, no need to work anything. He has time, whole time. And his wife Devjani in Bengali, Devjani, they were enjoying sexual pleasure for 1,000 years, both willing, 1,000 years. And king, he understood, no, it is not possible to satisfy, not possible. Then he took shelter of Krishna, fully surrendered to him. Then he got that bliss, he was fully satisfied. And he told, it is like a ghee. If you put ghee to fire, it will increase only. It will never finish. By fulfilling lusty desires, you can never fulfill lusty desires. It will not be possible. There will be no end. Only they will increase. And then our Parangurudev explained, but if you put huge quantity of ghee at the same time, that is Supreme Lord, then all that fire will be finished. If we have craving, strong desire for the worship of Supreme Lord, for service of Him, then that will remove all other desires and you will be happy. So that craving is necessary. Gyanis, Buddhists, they cannot be free from lust. They can keep aloof for the time being, but that root is still there. Next opportunity they will go. But pure devotees, they get higher taste by engagement in the service of Krishna. That is why they can conquer lust. And naturally, no any force, no any fear, no nothing. We have example Haridas Thakur. And there are so many other examples. Even Maya herself came, and he was not willing to enjoy. No, he rescued her. Like here, when Jajati Maharaj understood that this is not the procedure to become happy, then he also told to his wife Devjani, and she also accepted. She also became pure devotee. Same thing happened with Sobari Rishi. He also wanted to enjoy. He was Jnani, but he was not satisfied. He married 50 girls of Mandata and enjoying in palace all the time. But he was not happy. Then he also understood what I did. Then he took absolute shelter of Krishna and became pure devotee. Then also he told to wives, and the wives also became pure devotees. One should simply pray to the Lord to be constantly engaged in His transcendental loving service. Dhruva Maharaj, being cognizant of his desire for material benefit, wanted protection from the Lord so that he might not be misled or deviated from the path of devotional service by material desires. He saw it, this is obstacle, anartha. So we are being taught this by pure devotees, and then gradually, by engaging in the service of Krishna, we have to give up all these other desires, seeing them as obstacle in our service of Krishna. And service of Krishna is the only thing which can satisfy us, not fulfillment of other desires. We may think, being influenced by Maya, if I will get this, then I will be happy. But that is illusion. It is Maya. Like if you see water in desert, that is phantasmagoria, mirage. You think you will get water to drink, but there is no water there. Optical illusion, like that, Maya. But we cannot see, we cannot recognize. That is why association of pure devotees and association with Shastra is necessary to learn this, what is needed. Maitreya Uvach. But not only theoretically, practically we have to understand. That is by the grace of Sadhu Shastra, and also we have to practice. Then we can realize, then we can come across, then we can cross over Maya. Maitreya Uvach. Atha Bishtuta evam vai sat sankalpena dhimata britya nurakto bhagavan pratinandyedam abravit. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidur, when Dhruva Maharaj, who had good intentions in his heart, finished his prayer, the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees and servants, congratulated him, speaking as follows. Dhruva, when getting that touch of conscience, then he really wanted to satisfy Krishna. He had good intention. His only target was to satisfy Krishna. That is why also he defined that to desire something else is foolishness. Shri Bhagavan Uvach. Vedaham te vyavasitam hridi rajanya balaka tat prayachami badram te durapam api suvrata. The Personality of Godhead said, my dear Dhruva, son of the king, you have executed pious vows, and I also know the desire within your heart. Although your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, I shall favor you with its fulfillment. All good fortune unto you. Nanyer adishtitam bhadra yat brajishnu druvakshiti yatra graharksha taranam jyotisham chakram ahitam medyam go chakravat stasnu parastat kalpavasinam dharmognih kashyapa shukro munayo ye vano kasa charanti dakshini kritya brahmanto yat satarakaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead continued, my dear Dhruva, I shall award you the glowing planet known as the pole star or Dhruvaloka, which will continue to exist even after the dissolution of the end of the millennium. Brahmaloka will also be destroyed, because Dhruva wanted higher than even Brahma. No one has ever ruled this planet, which is surrounded by all the solar systems, planets and stars. All the luminaries in the sky circumambulate this planet, just as bulls tread around a central pole for the purpose of crushing grains. Keeping the pole star to their right, all the stars inhabited by the great sages like Dharma, Agni, Kashyap and Shukra circumambulate this planet, which continues to exist even after the dissolution of all others. Here, it is meant after partial dissolution it will remain. At the end of Brahma, means when Brahma's night comes, that time Dhruvaloka is not destroyed. Then, when at the end of Brahma, then those who are devotees, demigods, they also become liberated. Like that time also Dhruva will get Vaikuntha. Thus, at the end of the complete dissolution, Dhruva Maharaj would go directly to Vaikuntha Loka, to a spiritual planet in the spiritual sky. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments in this connection that Dhruva Loka is one of the lokas like Shvetadvip, Mathura and Dwaraka. They are all eternal places in the kingdom of Godhead, which is described in the Bhagavad Gita, Tad Dhama Paramam. And in the Vedas, Om Tad Vishnu Paramang Padam Sadapashanti Suraya. The words Parastat Kalpa Vasinam, transcendental to the planets inhabited after the dissolution, refer to the Vaikuntha planets. In other words, Dhruva Maharaja's promotion to the Vaikuntha Lokas was guaranteed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are two meanings possible here. Either Dhruva Loka means that planet which will not be destroyed during partial dissolution, when Brahma's night comes. Another is Vishwanath Chakravarti telling that Dhruva is like Shvetadip, Mathura and Dwaraka, eternal place, like Vaikuntha. Tadhama Paramangam. Here also we chant this mantra, Om Tad Vishnu Paramang Padam Sadapashanti Suraya Dvivachaksharatam. This Padam can mean lotus feet of Vishnu, or it can mean his abode. Padam also means abode. So that abode is Tat, beyond all material abodes. And it is self-effulgent. Only those who are pure devotees, they can always see that abode, or the lotus feet of Vishnu. Or Vishnu means everything. When you say Vishnu's lotus feet, or you say Dham, it means everything. That means his transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, all is one. There is no difference. You cannot separate them. It is one kind of offense that if by intellect you think they are separate. They are not. There is absolute reality. Only you have to realize it. So once you realize, then you realize everything. All are, the Dham is transcendental, and the Dham is non-different from Vishnu. And his associates are non-different from him his attributes, everything is non-different in that absolute realm. Prastite tu vanam pitra datva gam dharma sangshraya satrimshad varsha sahasram rakshi tavya ha tendriyaha. After your father goes to the forest and awards you the rule of his kingdom, you will rule continuously the entire world for 36,000 years. And all your senses will continue to be as strong as they are now. You will never become old. That was Satya Yuga. When Dhruva was living that time, people, they live for 100,000 years. So for 36,000 years he will rule. Because Dhruva wanted that kingdom, so Krishna also will give him. And he also gave him this boon that you will never get old. That is possible by Krishna. Everything is possible. He gave physical laws and he can change at any time whatever he wants to do. Like when there was Rajasuya Yagya, then Krishna was there. Then devotees and those there seeing Krishna, they praised his transcendental form. How beautiful. And Dhritarashtra was also hearing, but he could not see because he was blind. Then he requested Krishna, Krishna, please be merciful. I am hearing about your beauty, but I cannot see. You please remove my blindness just for a few minutes. Let me just once, let me see you, and then again you can give me my blindness back. Then Krishna said, there is no need for me to remove your blindness. Just I say, you see me, you will be able to see me. Because Krishna is the law. He is putting all laws. There is no need that he has to remove that blind. No. He says, you see me, and Dhritarashtra saw him, that form. And if Krishna does not want, no one can see him. Like we heard in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, he was meditating on the form of Supreme Lord within his heart for a long time. But then when Narayan came in front of him, Dhruva could not see because his eyes were closed. That time, Supreme Lord took away that, and Dhruva could not see that form anymore in his heart, because everything is by the will of Krishna. Those who have no Sukriti, they cannot have faith in such things. They will think, no, that is impossible, this is bogus, this is this. But everything is possible. You have example of Surdas. He was blind, and some people, they were doubting him, how he can sing for Krishna. Then one day, on that day when they were doubting, he was singing one kirtan describing how Krishna is dressed on that day, on the altar. Then they could understand, because by Krishna's will anyone can see anything, and by Krishna's will no one can see nothing. Everything depends on his will. Like hypnotist, Sridhar Maharaj explained, like hypnotist, he dictates what you will do, what you will see. Like that, Supreme Lord is like that. He is Supreme Lord, autocrat. That is why Sridhar Maharaj told this scientific process is actually groping in the darkness. You think you know more and more and more, but Krishna can at any time change all these things, all laws of this world, physical, everything can change. Then where will be your knowledge? Or when they asked Srila Sridhar Maharaj that why Shukadev Goswami told in Bhagavatam that sun is more close to the earth than the moon, but we hear from scientists that sun is more far than the moon. Then Sridhar Maharaj said there are two explanations. One is sun is more friendly to the earth than the moon, and there are reasons. So in that relationship, like wife and husband went to Bidesh, to some foreign country to earn money, but they are very close. Though there is physical distance, but they are very close. Like that, by relationships makes you close. Or there is a lotus flower, Padma. So Padma Mitra, a friend of lotus is who? Sun. Sun is very far, but sun's rays, they open lotus. So sun is the friend of lotus. So they are very close, that closeness. And another thing, this is one explanation. Another thing, Sridhar Maharaj said, there is one more radical thing. Not everyone can digest this point. That Krishna can show to Shukadev Goswami that sun is less distance from earth than moon, and it will be correct. He showed him like that, and it is correct. Krishna can change any moment, anything. And Krishna also can show you something and can show to another one another thing. And both will be true, because Krishna's will is behind. Like for example, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing during Ratha Yatra time, that time those who were in 7 groups, they thought Mahaprabhu is only in our group. He is not in our group. And they were fully having that realization. But Prataparudra king, by the grace of Mahaprabhu, he could see that Mahaprabhu was actually in all groups dancing simultaneously. So both are correct. That is Krishna's will. So Sridhar Maharaj told, if Krishna shows to Shukadev Goswami, like hypnotist, autocrat, that sun is more close by distance than the moon, it is correct. You cannot argue by any scientific proof or anything. You cannot argue. But of course, these things cannot be understood by those who have no Sukriti, that Achintya Shakti of Krishna they cannot understand, they cannot accept, and only those who are pure devotees who have that transcendental realization and have contact with Krishna, they can understand this point very clearly. It is nothing for them. It is very natural. Yes, Krishna can do whatever he likes. So, here, Bhagavan told to Dhruva, you will not become old. Your senses will be strong. You will never become old. There's no problem for Krishna to do this. Some others say, oh, this is all your bogus mythology, but it is not. Those who have realization, they can see this. Faith, those who have Sukriti, they can have faith. Those who realize devotees, they can see directly. And we need association of such devotees. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in Jaiva Dharma that those who are Uttamadhikaris, they have full realization. They can instill faith by their power into anyone. They will first instill faith in Supreme Lord, and then they will give Harinam initiation. They can do for everyone. But Madhyamadhikaris, they cannot. they have to help, initiate, only those who have faith. By their previous Sukriti, that faith was awakened, and by Sadhu Sangha, they can initiate them. They cannot just to anyone, because they don't have that power. Or they can help them gather more and more Sukriti, and when faith will come, they will initiate them. But Uttamadhikari, because he has that realization, very strong. Madhyamadhikari also has faith, Kanishtadhikari also has faith, but realization level is different. So also that faith is different. So if such Uttamadhikari you come across, then what he will say, then you will believe it. You will feel it. It is true. What he's saying, it is true. Then you will have faith, and then he can initiate you. Because so strong that realization. You cannot but agree. That is why Uttamadhikari can make many devotees. So Krishna told him, you will not become old. Then tomorrow we will hear further what Supreme Lord told him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatatatmak Shri Gaura Hari ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Nayananath Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Jagannath Dev ki Jai. Jai Patit Pavan Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Parang Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guruvare ki Jai. Jai Shri Panchatattva Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Brinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Jai Sarva Vigna Vinashanakari Shri Nrishinga Dev ki Jai. Jai Shri SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM ki Jai. Jai Shri Dhruva Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Brinda ki Jai. Jai Samagata Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Bol. Thank you all. Dandavad Pranam. Hari Bol.